What do men sacrifice in a marriage or long-term relationship?
Go to work, you get money. If you go to work, you get money. You're not sacrificing.
Name one man you know that has pushed his goals, his aspirations, his plans for his life aside because I just found my dream girl. I mean, she is just the love of my life. I wanted to move to California, but you know, she really wanted to stay in Maine, so it's fine. I didn't really need to move, 400 miles away anyway. I really wanted to do this for a career, but hers is here, so luckily I found something great that, that works for me around here. And we compromised, which really means that I conform myself to her lifestyle because I just love her so much. She's so great. Honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I have no regrets. What male individual do you personally know or have heard of that has done that? I can't name one. I can't name any. Do whatever the fuck you want in life and never let it be influenced by a man. Period.
Welcome to The Renewal. Please be sure to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.
A healthy relationship or marriage requires sacrifices from both partners. And for men, that may mean giving up certain habits, comforts, or priorities for the good of the relationship. Now, this doesn't mean men have to lose their identity or be controlled, but rather learn to put love, commitment, and partnership above selfishness. This could look like the man sacrificing excessive independence, pride, ego, personal time, or immature behaviors in order to become emotionally available, dependable, and supportive partners. True commitment involves compromise, patience, and loyalty. Willingness to grow together through the good and the bad.
Like each other. She wants marriage. He don't. What do we do with that relationship? What is the man doing? What is the woman doing in them situations?
She's not the one. She's not the one. She's just not the one. I'm a man like you're a man, and you know like I know. The whole makeup of a relationship is a man sacrificing. If I love you enough, if I think that you're the one, even if I don't want to do it, I'm going to accommodate that shit just because I know that it will make you happy, because that's how men operate for the women that they love. Everything about love, everything about marriage, everything about a relationship is catered around a woman. And we can really dive into this. Think about a wedding. You outspend $200,000 for one day to be surrounded by motherfuckers I can't stand, motherfuckers that I don't like. I don't give a fuck about a floral arrangement. I don't give a fuck about a flower girl. I don't give a fuck about these little hors d'oeuvres and little expensive ass flank steaks and none of that shit. But I'm doing this because I love you, because I'm willing to sacrifice my happiness in order to make you smile. And when men are into you, when men love you, they will stop at nothing and they will spare no expense just to put a smile on your face. You're not the one for him.
I don't know what I don't understand about men after they get married. They love to try to throw it in their wives' face, talking about how much they have to sacrifice. What sacrifice are they making? Is the sacrifice them keeping their dick in their pants? Is the sacrifice them having to go clock into a job instead of collecting unemployment? Is the sacrifice them having to watch their wife's body change while she's pregnant and after she gives birth, and the wife is just such an eyesore that he has to make the sacrifice that he can't be a creeper and look at hot women that are like half his age at the gym all the time? I'm just so confused, what these supposed sacrifices are that men just try to make it seem as if they're giving up so much. And then what's so crazy is that these are the same men that choose to get married. You do know you'll never have to worry about sacrificing your freedom, knowing that you want to be with multiple women if you just never get married. If you just never get in a relationship, you'll never have to worry about sacrificing your freedom. You'll never have to worry about, watching, a woman's body change if you just decide to not live with that woman. You'll never have to worry about that if you just don't get a woman pregnant. Yeah. You'll never have to worry about sacrificing, going to work, working a job that you can't fucking stand if you just don't get in a partnership with somebody. It's like these invisible shackles that men want to put themselves in. That way they can pretend to be the victim. The whole old ball and chain or whatever. And what's so funny is that as women, we're doing everything to alleviate the sacrifices that men have to make by just deciding that we don't want to get married or have children. Like, men were calling us the ball and chain forever, saying how they never wanted to get married. You know, they had to have a man cave. They had to have the man den because they wanted to get away from their wives, get away from their significant other. And women are like, all right, well, fuck you. I'll just go on ahead. We'll live separate. And now the men are like, no, what are you talking about? Like, I want to be able to live with you. Why? So you can complain about how you're sacrificing your sanity because now you live under the same roof as a woman and your child, and now you're going to bitch and complain about how you can't have the TV blaring up loud. You have a baby crying at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't think most married men even want to be married, honestly. And the reason we see so many men struggling to sacrifice within their marriage is because they view the marriage itself as the sacrifice. A guy will get married, have 2 or 3 kids, but still feel entitled to play video games when he gets home from work, or go golfing with the boys all weekend, or devote an entire Sunday to watching football. Because in a man's mind, we are already making 2 of the ultimate sacrifices, right? The first of which, we are going to work. We are trading our time for money and making a paycheck for our family, even though that's something we would have to do regardless. The other sacrifice is that we are now taken off the market. Because we are married, we are sleeping with just one woman the rest of our lives, and therefore she owes us. And I think subconsciously, because of these perceived sacrifices that we're already making, we feel entitled to a woman's physical, mental, and emotional labor. It feels like something that's owed to us. I think it's the same reason we feel entitled to a woman's body once we marry her, right? Like, well, I'm making this ultimate sacrifice. I'm committing myself to you for the rest of my life. What do you mean I can't have your body whenever I want it? And I think subconsciously, because a man has already sacrificed himself through marriage and through work, when he gets home from that job, he doesn't feel that a woman is entitled to any more of his physical, mental, or emotional labor. So if you want us to help out with the children that we chose to bring into the world, you're going to have to tell us what you want and how you want it done. Because we view the mental load as something that is hers to carry, right? The thinking, the remembering. It's much easier for us to just be in the background like a robot. What do you need now? What do you need now? Because there's no mental labor involved in that. There's just physical labor. That's easy for us. To take on the mental load would mean true partnership. And true partnership is a sacrifice. And we've already done enough of that. And this pattern can go on for decades. Some men never break out of it. And I think it's why we see so many marriages ending in divorce initiated by women. And men are blindsided by the divorce, right? They think they've done nothing wrong. What do you mean? I was committed. I was married. I was loyal to you. I went to a job and I made a paycheck to provide for our family. Right? Not knowing that these things are not even the bare minimum, especially if you have children. They're not even the bare minimum. Patriarchy teaches men that a wife is there to make his life easier. If he is going to sacrifice his freedom, what he gets in return is sex whenever he wants it, and a woman's mental, emotional, and physical labor to make his life easier. I think that women are absolutely done with this dynamic, and things like the red pill movement are men just throwing a collective temper tantrum about it.
Married when I was 22 years old. In a few weeks, it'll be 9 years of marriage. And if there's one thing I wish somebody would have told me at 22, it's that love is not enough. So here are 3 ways to go beyond love that can make your marriage work for you and not against you. Number 1, you got to stop loving your partner the way you want to be loved and love them the way they receive it. It could be words of affirmation. It can be quality time. It can be physical touch. You have to figure out their language and love them that way on purpose. Number 2, and this really changed my marriage, sit down with your person every single quarter or even monthly and talk about the goals that you want to accomplish, your financial goals, your personal goals, your professional goals, your business goals, your travel goals, whatever it is, talk about it, set a plan for it, and execute it together. I promise you, you will see greater success in your marriage. And number 3, merge your financial strategy together. There was a study done at the University of Indiana, the Kelley School of Business several years ago. It took 230 couples, some with their bank accounts separate, some with their bank accounts merged. And here's what they found. Those who had merged.
A lot of people in this generation don't understand that when you're in a relationship, you have to make sacrifices. You have to do certain things that you wouldn't normally do when you were single just to make that person happy. Because when I'm in a relationship, I want the person that I'm with to be happy. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I don't care what we do. As long as I'm with you, I'm happy. And I know what makes you happy doing the things that you want to do. If you want to go get your hair done, I'll sit and wait. If you want to go get your nails done, I'll sit and wait. If you want to go shopping, I'll tag along and I'll walk around with you. I'll even help you pick out clothes to wear. Or if you just want to chill inside and make dinner, have a movie night or whatever, I'm down. If you got to go run errands, I will go with you. Like, yeah, I don't expect us to do every single thing together. But what I'm saying is you got to make effort. Especially if I know that it's going to make you happy if I go. Like, obviously I'm going to go because I want you to be happy. I could easily just be like, no, I don't feel like doing that. You can go do it though. Like, I might do that sometimes, but not all the time because I know you want me with you. Because even though I don't really want to do it, I'm still going to do it anyway just to make you happy. And making you happy is going to make me happy, so.
The woman who says thank you is way more valuable than the woman who says as you should. And I need you to understand why that distinction matters more than most people realize, because we live in a culture that told women that a man doing the right thing deserves no acknowledgement. He provides as you should. He protects as you should. He shows up, covers, sacrifices. He pours into everyone as you should. Like his effort is a minimum requirement instead of a conscious choice made by a man who didn't have to choose you. And what that culture produced is a generation of good men who stopped. Not because they ran out of love, it's because they ran out of reasons to keep giving it to someone who treated their best like a baseline. Here's what the entitlement does to a good man that we rarely talk about. It doesn't make him angry. It makes him quiet. It makes him stop bringing the flowers because nobody noticed the last ones. Stop planning the trips because they were expected or not appreciated. Stop going above and beyond because above and beyond started feeling like the floor. See, gratitude isn't just manners. It's a signal. It tells a man that what he's doing is seen, that effort registers, that the person receiving it understands that it came from a choice, not obligation. The woman who still says thank you after 3 years, after he's been consistent, after the routine is set, after the newness is gone, that woman understands something that most people don't, that a good man's consistency is not guaranteed. It's a decision that we make every single day, and decisions need to feel worth making. A man who feels appreciated, he'll move mountains, but a man who feels taken for granted will eventually stop moving at all. Not out of spite, out of exhaustion. There's only so long a person can pour into something that never acknowledges that it's been poured. Hey bro, find a woman who says thank you when she could have said as you should. She's the rarest one in the room, and she'll bring out the best version of you without you ever having to ask her to.
Acknowledge me. You always tired or something like that.
Yeah, that comes working 14 hours.
But what they have to do with
physical
you,
labor.
Okay, but what they have to do with you acknowledging me?
Well, it take energy and it take rest in order to be able to contribute that to you. I'm one man.
But you always working. I mean, you always resting. So when
to go to work.
Okay, so when is the time gonna be put? You can't even sit down and watch a movie with me.
I mean, it's a reason and an explanation for all this.
It wasn't like this before. So what you did just to get me in?
See, that's crazy.
What's crazy about it? I'm just now I'm really just being open with you and telling you.
Maybe because since getting with you, you start wanting more and more things that requires me to go to work and be more and more tired. See, you don't believe in the long haul. See, that's the bullshit. Y'all want this microwave shit and y'all don't believe in slow cooking. That's why your ass can't cook now. Cause you want a TV dinner nigga to death. Instead of you actually crafting the art of food and putting recipes and putting it in the ovens and allowing itself to go through a process. This shit is the same way. I'm not finna sit up here, man, and you tell me what you want. You want to visit, you want to take trips overseas, you want a wedding, you want a new car, you want this, you want that. And then you expect me to still have the same drive as I did as if it was just me? No, I'm actually working not only to provide my habits, but to provide yours as well. To give you what you think you deserve or what you want.
But when you get in a relationship, you become selfless.
You gotta be. What the fuck
selfless.
You think I'm being? Selfless. I don't have to work.
You don't take me out.
I don't
do
require my life before you didn't require all this hustling. It didn't. My life was simple.
Didn't require all what it do before you. That's why I said when you get in a relationship, you become selfless. So it's stuff that you do that I didn't have to do before getting with you, and same on vice versa. So you sitting up here
so why you complaining about me working and
I'm not
doing
complaining
things
about you working.
to bring this shit to fruition.
I'm not complaining
that you
about
asking
you
me
working.
for.
What I'm asking
You
you is,
saying
can
I'm
you spend more
tired?
quality time with me?
Man, listen. Quality time, what you think that is?
You don't do nothing but come in
It's
there
24 hours
and go
in a
to
day.
sleep. I fix you something to eat, feed you, you take a bath,
Because
you go to
I'm
sleep.
tired from working.
Damn, so what your life gonna be sitting around just working?
If you sat here and had a nigga that spent more time at the house, you would have a problem with that. It ain't no pleasing you.
That's
if I'm
not
at
true.
if I'm at the house,
why you taking?
If I'm at the motherfucking house, it will be a problem. Now that I'm from the house, it's still a problem. I'm trying to go. The more I'm from the house, is me putting in time and work to compensate these trips and all these other things you want. Now, if I was at the house and I wasn't, and what your dreams and admirations and shit wasn't matching my hustle, you would really have an issue. Because I'm always at the house
You trying to make
watch
it
TV.
seem as though I'm having an issue
You
with you
do.
working. You trying to make it seem like
Why else would I be tired?
Stanley, I'm talking about you sitting up there spending quality time with me. We can do in the house.
I work 6 days a week.
You constantly talking about you working. See, you not listening
That's
to
a
what I'm
big
saying.
component of why I'm tired.
Okay, so what I just supposed to do?
You supposed to be patient, sacrifice, chill, relax. You got a life outside of me? Go hang out with your friends.
Who
Go
said
hang.
I want to do that all the time?
But if you sit up here and you want me to do two things that.
So I just saw a video of a woman who was essentially telling other women that if a man refuses or pushes back when you ask him to stop speaking to another woman, then you need to believe his reaction. Okay, because at the end of the day, a real man is not going to put anything before your peace. A real man is going to make the decisions basically necessary to make you happy. And here's the thing, I actually agree, but I also find it interesting that we have so much energy to discuss how a man should bend over backwards to make sure that he keeps his woman happy, and yet the same women who feel this way and feel this strongly and really believe that don't also wholeheartedly believe that they own any part of the decision-making power in keeping their spouse happy. The first thing a woman will say is, oh, I can't be responsible for his happiness, when he asks you to stop dealing with some dude he doesn't trust, or to stop having a friend that he doesn't like. Suddenly, it's no longer about how can I make sure that I support my man? How can I make sure that I protect my man's peace? Suddenly, it's, oh, he's insecure. No, ma'am. When you're in a relationship, it is a two-way street. Believe it or not, there is sacrifice on both ends, and both people have to choose to put their partner's happiness, peace of mind, security first. And if you're not ready for that, that's okay. But don't be in a relationship. And most definitely don't be in a relationship where you believe only one side needs to sacrifice.
I think one of the best things that a man can do for a woman is loving her how she desires to be loved. And that's especially hard for us men to do if her love language requires us to communicate and do things that we're not used to doing or we're not comfortable with. I think that's one of the greatest and most important sacrifices a man will ever make, because it requires us to become a new creature for her. A lot of men request that from their woman, but they aren't willing to give that or be transformed in the same way for her.
Aim to say, like, yes, if you want a successful marriage, there is a healthy level of self-sacrifice that you have to be willing to give out. And of course, there were a lot of other comments from other men who either thought I was simping or thought I was just telling women what they wanted to hear, i.e. pandering, and or that there are not women out there that are worth the sacrifice. And a good amount of comments about how women just won't submit. So I want to start with the latter. The truth is, a lot of the men that are saying women just won't submit, you actually don't want a submissive woman. You want a subservient woman. And I recently said this on the podcast, me and the wife do, the Joyful Giles podcast, that as a man, you have to prove up. You don't automatically get submission just because you have testicles, just because you happen to be born male. If we take it outside of a relationship and we go to a corporate structure, or even if we go to you being an entrepreneur yourself, as the boss, as the leader, you have to set a standard for that company or for your business. People then follow the vision and execute the thing that you have set forth. It's no different in marriage. You have to set the vision. You have to be the leader. You have to be willing to show up. You got to be willing to put the blood, sweat, tears, and sacrifice in to make that thing work, i.e. the business, i.e. the relationship. So it's not an automatic bought in that just because we're male, we get a submissive woman. As the leader, heavy on the leader, when you show up, you have to continue to show up, regardless of whether she shows up or not. Why? Why? Because you are the leader. Too many of the comments were contingent upon what the woman was doing, as if what the woman is doing is dictating what you choose to do. And if that's the case, I would submit to you that you are abdicating or abandoning your role as the leader. Go back to the business. If I walk in my business, now I currently run a business. The wife and I have ran a business together. If I walk in my business and I allow the people that I employ, and to be clear, I'm not saying that the woman is like beneath you as an employee, but I'm talking about leadership. If I walk into their business and the people that I employ choose not to do their job, does that mean I don't do my job? It's my business. I'm responsible for the success of it because I'm the leader. So you show up regardless. That's called long suffering. There's another part of that that we could unpack later about being discerning in the woman that you choose. I have never asked my wife to submit. Never. I wish she was here so she could say, I have never one day had to ask that woman to submit. She submits because we follow biblical order in our house. I submit to God, she submits to me, our child submits to us. I don't use that authority to bash her over the head, nor do I make her feel less than because she's a co-equal heir in Christ with me. We just have two different positions, but never have I ever had to ask her to submit. She willingly does it because I submit to Christ. How do I know? She's told me, but she didn't have to tell me that in order for me to do that. I decided because I'm the man, I'm the leader, I am the tone setter for this house. So I'm going to lead in a way, and I'm going to pray that you fall in line even when you out of line. But that speaks to the discernment and seeking the Lord on who my wife was. Let's put that to the side. Going back to submission versus subservience. Subservience says just because she's a woman, she should listen to me. Subservience says just because I'm male, I have the ultimate authority, which in the grand scheme of things, you're trying to be a king, but not even acting kingly. What righteous king abdicates his throne and chooses his decisions based upon the way in which his wife chooses to show up or not? What king doesn't honor the woman you chose to marry? And I'm not trying to beat up on you, but I'm trying to make it clear and plain. This was a choice that I married this woman. A lot of married men, these are choices that you married this woman, and you mean to tell me that you would disrespect her? You wouldn't honor her as a full person? Because what, you're male and she's female? That you picked someone to enter into covenant with, that you will not willingly lay down your life for, and on the other side, grow your life to become a better person so that your marriage can survive, so that your children have a healthy father figure, so that your wife has a healthy husband, so you as a man can be healthy and whole, as complete as possible. We got to start talking about our own decisions as men and showing up as men and living our lives as men, and not living in a way that we make our choices based upon the moves of everyone else around here. That does not mean that I don't consider my wife. That does not mean that when she's up and down, quote unquote, emotional, that I'm not there for her. But what I'm saying is, and I'm also not saying that I don't have moments where I'm emotional and up and down and she comes and supports me. But what I'm saying is, I cannot move this family forward based upon what my wife chooses not to do or to do. I have the vision, I have laid it out, and this is how we're moving forward in a loving manner. And I want you to come alongside with me. That is why my wife chooses to willingly submit to me.
Bro, for my wife, I sacrifice my ego, my pride, nigga. I sacrifice my fleshly desires, which I ain't always been good at. I had to develop that skill of being able to die to that area. I die to myself, and I'll die physically for my family. And that's the proper order.
To die to yourself, to be a man in a relationship. You have to give. You have to sacrifice. You have to be finding out how you can be of service to her. That's how you get her to be of service to you, by being of service to her. Love is a giving sport, right? So what are you willing to give to get what you want in return? And I understand that as a man that you might be afraid of that, or you might feel like you've done your fair share of giving. You're not going to be able to run away from these problems. God will not allow you to run away from these problems. Yeah, the next girl, she might be better at the things that the old girl wasn't as good at. You know what I mean? So the new girl, she don't struggle with the same things that my ex struggled with, but she gonna struggle with something else. You see? And that's the thing. Like, it's a revolving door. It's a puzzle that continues to change. As soon as you think you're going to fix it going this way, oh no, it's just, you don't get to cheat God, and you don't get to cheat yourself. Nobody gets to get away with cheating anything. I don't care what it looks like, whatever you think you're seeing out there, and you think that there's not that. I promise you that.
The man finds the special woman in his life, or the man is going to change. His mind, it is going to completely change. And sometimes, ladies, it's hard to describe the way a man feels when he's found that special one. The way that I think of it is, imagine when you, as a woman, you have a child. Doesn't everything revolve around the child at that point? The only thing that matters to you is the happiness and the safety of that child. That's how it is for a man when he has found the woman that he wants to be with. Nothing else matters to him except for your happiness. He will put your happiness and your well-being ahead of his own. And he will be willing to make those sacrifices for you because he believes you're the one for him. This is real, ladies. I'm not making this up. I talk to a lot of men. I study a lot of relationships. And it always comes down to this. If that man believes you're the one, you're going to know it. You're going to feel it in what he does. You're going to see it in his actions every single day because that man is committed. That man is committed in his mind. He has committed in his heart that you're the one. And he is going to do everything he can within his power to make sure you're safe and that your happiness is achieved. Yeah, this is real, ladies. It's like that one Bible verse that says that a man will leave his mother and his father. That's basically saying that a man will leave everything behind because he has found the woman that he wants to be with. And so if you're in a relationship, and if you do not feel this, if you do not see this in the actions of the man that you're with, I hate to say it, ladies. I hate to say this, but you are probably with a man who does not think that you are the one for him. Otherwise, if you are, you will know it and you will not have to doubt it because you will see for a fact that you're the special one in his life. And he's willing to do everything to make sure you know that.